thing about, jokes aside, and you have no idea how difficult that video was to film without me just making an absolute bum of myself. You know, you saw the hole in the moon. You saw the hole of the moon. I was mining, and you filled the sky. I was dumbfounded by blue. You took the light. No, I'm not going to say that. But, you know, there is something that continually surprises me about the type of games that are coming out of the Dark Imp at the moment. We had like Donut Dash, we had like the Cracker game. There's been a whole pile of other games which suggest to me that the Dark Imp is not only going places, but it certainly deserves to be noticed as a company that is making some cracking good games. In, you know, joking aside, Uranus is a lovely little game to play for a couple of different reasons. Is that I'm once again kind of sideswiped by expecting a game to be very rather simplistic. Because if you look at even the box, I mean, it's like there's a cutesy little kind of one-eyed character kind of, you know, staring at you from Uranus. Should have got a professional, I'm just saying. But this is a game that has teeth and it has bite and it has kind of like decisions, and there's like resource management and cubes, and it's like, it kind of, you're coming in again kind of expecting something that's going to be quite, not even kid friendly. I mean, this earns its kind of 10 plus kind of reputation, and while, you know, younger players will probably be able to play it, they're still going to need some guidance to do it. And it's all about kind of spatial awareness, and I love this kind of like this whole mining thing with this map, and the fact that you're kind of on a damage, it's not just like a strategy, you're on a kind of like a damage limitation exercise, whereas kind of as soon as you start the game, you're going to be working with kind of like in a limited space. And then from there you've got the mines, and the brilliant thing about the mines is it's not about, it's the restrictions that's placed on the mining, is that, you know, placing a mine down and placing a tunnel has to be something that needs to be thought out. Because when you're gathering up resources, if you're not gathering up the right resources in the right place and allocating them to the right thing, they're just gone. They're just, you know, you can't use them. And this kind of is proliferated through into kind of actually when you're making the settlements themselves, and the, you know, you've got to be thinking about, you've almost got to be thinking in kind of 2 or 3 layers, is that, you know, is this mine might be perfect for building kind of upgrades and building new technology, but is it going to be any good when I'm going into the settlement side of things? So you end up with this lovely kind of juxtaposition of whether or not you're thinking about the settlement, or whether or not you're thinking about the actual build side of things. And as things get damaged, as things get damaged by the asteroids, you're then going to have to kind of almost circumvent any damage that's kind of done. So the tunnels, where you have a plan, and the next thing you know, you're getting hit right in an important part of your infrastructure, and you have to completely change the plan, because in completely changing the tunnels, it redefines what kind of resources you're going to get. So you therefore sometimes have to build a mine in a place you didn't want to build a mine, and then what that means is that the resources that you're actually using for your launch pad, they're going to end up getting sent up to Uranus, and you're going to have to take some space junk, because there's now space junk floating about, which can kind of cause some serious damage. And it's all based on this layer. And they could have taken the easy way out, and the easy way out would have been, let's make it competitive. But then there's just that little twist of the corkscrew where Ellie's obviously decided that we're not going to make it competitive, because competitive means that somebody could just spend rounds just getting themselves up, off the planet, and that would be it, game over. It's the case that you need to be having discussions on what people are doing and which areas are going to be fulfilling, because you might be creating a settlement on an area which you might not even use. The one thing that I wish is that, and this is no slight on what Ellie Dix has achieved with the Dark Imp so far, is that I wish that somebody from maybe a bigger company would just come along and sink some money into this to really kind of make it shine, because you can tell, I mean, this is the stuff that's being produced is obviously based on the restrictions down to kind of like the production itself. But I mean, if this had if somebody actually decided to stick some really good money into this, the quality of the stuff, the components and stuff like this, I mean, what's been achieved so far is magnificent. If somebody decided to take the risk and actually plug some real money into this, then this could really elevate this into kind of getting the audience it deserves. Which sounds like I'm kind of like, but it sounds like I'm being sycophantic, and maybe I am, but at the same time, this is the kind of the stuff, this is the kind of the games that I like to see. It's the kind of the games that continually being surprised, reading a rule book where somebody's actually taken the time to kind of sit down and go, right, what do players need to know? Right, they need to know this, but can we explain to them exactly so there's no doubt in their mind exactly how this kind of works? And this kind of thing, this takes time, and it takes a lot of time to write a decent rule book. Everybody knows that, but it's just like dedication to this. The thought processes as much have gone through. I love the fact you've got kind of asymmetrical powers on here. I love the fact that there's going to be a countdown so that everybody has to kind of escape. So in terms of this, in terms of Uranus for me, I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I don't know why I'm surprised, because so far the Dark Imp has proven to me that they're doing kind of like exceptionally good work, and I've yet to see a kind of a damp squid from them. If you want to see other examples of the work, go and check out Donut Dash, which again was kind of like a programming game along the lines of like Robo Rally. Wonderful kind of stuff. So if you're sitting on the fence with this and wondering, whether or not you should consider it, it's a UK-based game. The fulfillment on these games it's been extraordinarily quick. I mean, this is what the Dark Imp does. It seems to be doing on almost like a full-time basis, and the fact that not an awful lot of people know about this and it's still doing so well, it just baffles me at the moment. It should definitely be doing an awful lot better than what it is. So I hope that take a jump on this. That's what I'm saying. I'm wholeheartedly saying, jump in and back this, because it's a fun game with twists and turns and a resourcing and a lot of more brain bending than I thought it would be. So there you go. So Uranus is currently on Kickstarter. There will be a link in the notes below which you can click on and have a look at the campaign and see if it's going to be suitable for you. The answer to that question is yes, it is. Well, no, the answer to that question is I like this game very much, and I think that you might enjoy this game as well. So my name's Richard. This is We're Not Wizards. This is Uranus by the Dark Imp. Remember, stay safe. Roll asteroids. Oh, wiped out the dinosaurs. Good stuff. But until the next time, goodbye.